Hi guys. Uh, this video, I'm gonna go ahead and do part two of the message to Black women. Don't let haters stop you. Um, I think it needs a part two because now that we have recognized and identified um, those things that stop us, hinder us, cause us to quit, slow down, think about quitting and slowing down. Uh, Sometimes we need to kind of figure out how to get back up again. Sometimes, um, after you've been beaten down so much and you've heard so much negativity and you've heard you can't, you won't, and you shouldn't, um, a lot of times those things stick with us. They get in our heads. This is the power of words. Um, Words are very, very powerful. Words are the creation of the universe. Um, that it's one of the creations of the universe. Starts with thoughts, then it manifests in words. Now, as I say, when you have people, when you're surrounded by people, a lot of times, I mean, most of us are surrounded by people who are negative. We are surrounded by people who um, don't want any better. We are surrounded by people who aren't go getters. We are surrounded by people who are negative. Uh, so much in this environment is negative. Look at our news, look at TV, look at just the way um, that things go, just the way that things go in this society. It's usually negative, it's usually step on people, it's usually hurt people, it's usually um, do whatever you have to do at any by any means necessary. And you may not be that kind of person, you know. It may have been done to you, uh, but a lot of times we don't have the heart to do that to other people. But yet and still, you still have that in your psyche. A lot of times, um, you know, things could have been said to us as children that have marked our lives. You know, maybe a parent, you're never going to be anything, you know. You're going to be just like your mom, your dad, you know. Uh, Maybe you're the black sheep of the family, you know. Um, Maybe everybody else were set to prosper, set to achieve, but you, for whatever reason, uh, they had no confidence in you, they had no faith in you, and so you weren't encouraged, you weren't built up, lifted up. So anyway, I think you understand what I'm saying. And so we have to learn how to get out of that. We have to learn through the power of creation of our own words how to create our own life, learn how to manifest. You know, truth be told, your reality and your life is not dependent upon anybody else and upon anybody else's words or what anybody else thinks about you. You know, they may think and say and feel that you don't deserve anything, you know, but it's not their decision. And so you can overcome that. And the way that you overcome that is, first of all, in your mind, next by the words that you speak to yourself, and then by what you really believe. And that's really one of the key things. Um, these things are said to you and have been said to you. You're not going to make it. You can't do it. Nobody in your family has made it. Um, you're too dark. Hair too nappy. Your nose too big, your lips too big, your hips too wide. All of these things that we as black women have heard, um, they stick here. And because they stick here, a lot of times those things make it hard for us to move on. It makes it hard for us to, you know, you say, well, I'm going on this job interview. I want this job. I want this job. This is the one for me. This is the job that's going to catapult me into the rest of my future destiny, whatever. You're qualified for the job. You get there, a couple of white ladies, a Hispanic lady, uh, some light skinned ladies, maybe brown colored women, whatever. You're the only chocolate sister uh, with your beautiful natural hair. And you come in, they're looking at you like, you know, uh, immediately surveying the room, those thoughts come back to you. Oh, I'm too dark. Maybe they don't want somebody as dark as me sitting at their front desk. Maybe they don't want somebody as dark as me representing their company. What if my hair is not representative of corporate America? What if they're going to ask me to change my hair? You know, um, you have all of these what ifs. You have all of these maybes and so forth. But And these things are coming from your past. These things are coming from what you have always heard, the negativity, the stereotypes, um, the hateful, mean words, Um, and so, because of that, your confidence goes down so much until you just mess up the interview and you probably were going to get the job. You probably were the one that was qualified to get the job. I remember when I wore my hair natural to work for the first time, and first thing out of people's mouth, "Oh, I love your hair. Oh, your hair is so beautiful. I love your hair. What did you do to your hair?" And actually, my hair is still natural. It really is. It's just that I blow dried it and straightened it, but it is actually still. But if it gets wet, it's gonna curl right back up. So I have not permed it or anything like that. Uh, but it is just amazing because we will let those things hinder us, you know, when if we just do it and just try and just have that confidence, um, doors will open. Doors will open because it's as I say, it becomes a matter of you learning how to create your own life and your own destiny. Um, I've had people say really ugly, mean, nasty things to me. When I was in my 20s, man, I had my self esteem was zero. Zero. I had none. I used to walk around with my head down. I did not think that I was beautiful. I did not think that um, man, I didn't think people wanted to be around me. I didn't, I was a lot more overweight than I am now. I was very um, big, and that was a weight. I mean, that was I had a weight issue. That was that messed with me, you know. Um, Now, of course, years later, I dropped over 100 pounds, and so and I've kept most of it off. And but I am still at a size that I'm very, very pleased with. And you know that confidence and just who I am, who I have created myself and made myself to be, um, is key. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. you're going to have to re um, you're going to have to go back and reverse those words that you're ugly, those words that you can't do, those words that your family is nothing, those words about, you're not smart enough, you're not whatever. You're going to have to talk to yourself. You're going to have to begin to give yourself affirmations. So many times, uh, in bad relationships, you have people, um, men, since I'm speaking to my sisters, you have men who will absolutely tear you down and tear your self esteem down. In the time that we're living in right now, the black woman, man, the things that I hear and have heard on social media and YouTube about the black woman, she is nothing. She is trash. She's too loud. She's too ugly. She smells. She wears weave. I mean, this is my hair. And I have had ignorant people try to make me feel bad by saying I have a weave. And I'm like, okay, I've never worn a weave in my life, never had to. And you're trying to make me feel bad because you don't even know me, you know. So many times people will use those stereotypes. People will, I honestly have been, I'm gonna tell you something. There was a time when I met somebody, and we were just talking on the phone. We hadn't seen each other. This person thought that I was Caucasian by the way I speak. Um, I guess I sounded intelligent, whatever. And this was a black man. He was highly intelligent. He was very corporate America, I guess. Uh, and so as me and this guy continued to talk, that we were getting along great. Me and this guy continued to talk, and I revealed to him that I was black. I was a black woman. You could hear the disappointment in his voice. He was just like, oh. I was like, wow. And what's so funny is that he actually would not continue the conversation with me because he was looking for a white woman. And no matter how smart I was, no matter how good we were getting along, no matter how intelligent I was, how I was able to carry the conversation, he said he was not looking for a black woman. And so there have been times when I have been in a situation where people wanted me to be something that I was not. I wasn't going to try to be that, and people will lose interest. People will absolutely lose interest in you when you do not meet their expectations or when you are not what they want you to be. And so, one of the greatest joys in life that I have found, especially as I began to enter being a more mature woman of age, entering to a more mature age, is that I have really, in so many ways, I've lost the concern about making people happy. I really have lost the desire to worry about what people think about me. And that has been so freeing. It has been so freeing. And that's one of the things that we have to do and beginning to manifest those things in our lives. You have to redefine who you are. You have to create who you are. You have to say who you are. You're not going to tell me who you say I am. I am going to tell you who I am. And I'm going to live by that. And that's just the way that it is. It's amazing that people will get angry with you when you don't fit into what they want you to be. As crazy as that is, it happens all the time. You're not who they want you to be, and so they're angry with you. But, sisters, create your own life, create your own destiny. You speak to yourself, you tell yourself who you are, and you begin to manifest those things in your life. You create your destiny. What kind of house do you want? What type of credit score do you want? What type of job do you want? What steps are you taking to enter into the field that you want? Um, do you want children? What type of man do you want? You know, these are things that you really, these are things that you really need to think about. But there was a time in my life when I had this list. I was young. I had this list of exactly what I wanted in a man, relationship, whatever. And because I got laughed at, I threw that away. And I really never even thought about it again until recently. But when I think back, that's not a bad thing to do. You need to you need to write your vision. You need to write down and visualize and know and see and lay your eyes upon those things that you're trying to manifest in your life. And you need to daily affirm these things. Um, as I say, these are the things that are going to help you to um, get that old way of thinking out, get those old nasty, harsh, bitter, ugly, self-hating words, words that other people have given you and told you. Um, and I'm telling you, you may not know that stuff is there. You really may not. I mean, there are things in my life that I discovered that I was holding on to from childhood. There are things that I was holding on to from just being in the family that I was in. I mean, just you know, there was. I have a beautiful cousin. I have a beautiful cousin. She's a beautiful dark skinned woman. Uh, and she's older than me, and she looks so young and beautiful. you know. Um, Thankfully, in my family, we retain our youth, and so. But she was the family beauty. Oh my God, she was the family beauty, and I never thought I was as beautiful as her. I mean, I just never did. She was the family beauty. And, it was never any competition. It was never any, it was just she was the family beauty, no competition or anything like that. But that was a part of what I had in my head and in my mind that I had to grow into my beauty. I had to grow into thinking and knowing that I was a decent looking woman, you know. Um, but these are the things that came late in my life, you know. Um, I just really, that's just not really something I thought about. Being smart, being highly intelligent, I mean, it's just kind of came, just kind of happened. But the bottom line to the video, before I close, is sisters, we have been so put down, so hurt, so we have been told so many lies, and people have tried to mold us into what they wanted us to be. We have to speak to ourselves. We have to create and make and design our own destiny and then begin to walk in those things. You have to erase those things that were told to you. You have to, you define who you are. You define who you are. Don't accept those things these hurtful, bitter, angry people have told you. And so that's really all I wanted to tell you. That's the second part two you know, not letting haters stop you. You have to begin to manifest and redefine who you are. Listen to yourself. Uh, uh, Manifest your own destiny. Okay? And, you know, you watch things begin to turn. You watch things begin to change in your life. Once you begin to affirm those things and believe those things and walk in those things, you watch how your life begins to change and manifest for the better. Uh, Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And until the next video, we'll see you next time.